Well, this is episode 5 of Crumpet TV and a special Christmas edition coming to you live from Scotland. I'm your host, Angus MacGregor. Merry Christmas to you. Now, I got a bone to pick with some of you bloody wankers out there in the internet land who implied that I was a cheap, thrifty Scot because I kept wearing the same shirt in all the episodes. This one here, the blue and white one. Well, I wore another one in the last episode, number 4, and here's a third one, just to prove to you that I own more than one shirt, you bloody wankers. That's right. And some of you emailed afterwards saying, well, maybe you don't actually own the original shirt, the blue and white one, but I've held on to it. That's right. I've held on to my shirt, just to show you. And unlike the Bank of Scotland, that's right, in the current economic downturn that lost their bloody shirt, I've still got mine. Alright, enough of that. Now, I'm here today to talk about more lighter things, happier things like Christmas and how it relates to Crumpets and my family, the MacGreggors. So let's get right to the history of Crumpets and Christmas. When did it start? That's the big question, isn't it? Was it a German holiday, as some have said, and why is that? And that's because the Christmas tree. Here's my Christmas tree. What came from Germany, it's a tradition of putting ornaments on a tree. It's absolutely true. But the big question, dig a little deeper, is where did the celebrating of Christmas come from? Well, I'll tell you, if you go all the way back, it wasn't called Christmas time, no. It was called, that's right, Crumpet time. So we're going to learn how. So hold on to your kilt. It's going to be a bloody marvellous education. Alright, it started in Scotland in the 5th century. How and why? It's because of these two wonderful buggers here who were ancestors of mine. This was Colin Clephane MacGregor and Andrew MacGregor. Now, Colin was my 137th great-granddad, that's right. And he was famous for inventing the kiln to mass-produce crumpets in the year 425. Why is that significant? Well, that's because before you could only produce a certain amount for the village. But he developed a kiln, you could do massive amounts of crumpets, and we were able to start shipping throughout Scotland because of him. Colin Clephane MacGregor, a great MacGregor. Now his brother was also loved to bake and was known as Andrew Bake-A-Lot MacGregor, that's right. But he wasn't famous just for baking, he was famous for a particular kind of crumpet we made at the end of the year, that's right. The Scotch Winter Whiskey Crumpet, made with my favourite drink, that's right, Glenlivet. Why do you think I like to drink it? It's out of love and respect for my ancestor, Andrew MacGregor. And why is that important? And it's because he made it the end of the year in December. If you've ever been to Scotland in winter, you know it's bloody freezing, that's right. With the rain and the snow and the ice, you need something to keep your belly nice and warm, a crumpet, in what takes the edge off more than a crumpet, but a crumpet with whiskey on it, that's right. Lovely, delicious, especially when it's freezing, this in your belly. That's why people came from all over Scotland for his crumpets, right? So that's pretty much the history of it. What I can also tell you is that the crumpet, when it went from crumpet time to Christmas time, they also stole the pagan songs that we invented in my family, were twisted over time. That's the one point I want to get right in this episode, because songs like The Night Before Christmas were actually originally The Night Before Crumpet, that's right. In my family we've been singing it for hundreds of years, that's right, since I was a wee little boy. In fact, I'm going to sing you the original lyrics right now, so you can get some real live history here on Crumpet TV. Here's the original lyrics. It goes like this. "'Twas the night before the blizzard, and all through the hut, not a crumpet was rising, not even the old nuts." Now I told you about when crumpets shrink, they become old nuts like this. So not a crumpet was rising, not even the old nuts. When down through the chimney came me great Uncle Frank, loaded with loot like he'd just robbed the bank. And I don't mean the Bank of Scotland, it was broke even back then. Anyway, me Aunt Trudy was sleeping and awoke from a deep snore, shouting, "Frank, you clatty binger, why didn't you use the front door?" Well, he put down his loot and had dusted the soot from his knees, saying, "Woman, You must have changed the locks on me, and you didn't send me a key. Ach, well, your kilt's all bang and torn, she said, from sliding down that sheet. If I didn't know it was you, I'd think you were a pervert or a Highlands freak. Ach, woman, you're a bonny lass, saying that for bruising me ass. Go build me a fire that's crackling and nice, for I'm here to honour the birth of Jesus Christ. I've got presents for you, the lasses and the lads, even for your husband, that good-for-nothing cad. As for me, I love a glass of Scotch, 15-year aged and punchy, and with that a crumpet, all buttery and crunchy. Merry Christmas from Scotland, Angus MacGregor for Crumpet TV. Bye now.